the seminar on cross-functionality brings another dimension to the method. First of all, I think because it situates an approach within an era, working forward decade by decade. For example, we were looking at the 1920s. From that starting point, I think that the dimension that comes into play is perhaps less art history than the economic, cultural, social, and financial context of an era.
Her methods and her overall way of working interested me greatly, in that she is somewhat an iconoclast, by which I mean that she firstly breaks down the way of looking and understanding a work of art, to then decipher it. And her approach is always philosophical, and she refers to myths, as well as the contemporary political or economic context, and that adds greatly to understanding.
From the outset, Mobina tries to get us to exchange on the topic we're going to look at and figure out what it means to us. This is a free discussion on the knowledge we might have personally gathered on the subject. Subsequently, the first question when we come to look at an artwork is, what is the emotional response?
There is also a historical approach as well to the explanation of what each period and each artist contributed to those that follow. This enables us to understand and decipher the history of art as a whole, and also contemporary art, as each lesson leads to an open consideration of what is contemporary art, and what the whole succession of artists from the past brings to artists today.
À la fin des cours, une ouverture sur ce qu'est l'art contemporain et l'apport qu'a pu donner l'ensemble des artistes auparavant aux artistes d'aujourd'hui.
The multi-purpose approach is really helpful to getting a greater understanding, and then there is a whole array of bridges that she makes using literature and cinema as well, that also opens up possibilities. Still, in the same progression, but taking yet another viewpoint, it's really another case of artists finding different media to express their opinion of the time they live in.
There was a major exhibition on in Paris at the time, the Monet exhibition, and with Mobina we brought in elements to do with creativity from that era and the parallels that can be made today. It was a time when new raw materials, natural and synthetic, were being discovered. We came to the conclusion that it is through the technological innovations of a historical period that major creative work results.
Speaking as a manager, I gained a certain open-mindedness. I was able to be more objective with regards to people and things, and in the way I look at the world we live in and the people I work with.
De mieux regarder le monde dans lequel je vis et les gens avec lesquels je travaille.
Aside from the seminars, I asked Mobina to do something with us when we wanted to celebrate winning a contract. All too often, these events are just dinners, when all we remember is who we were sitting next to. We wanted to do something new, to create a unique experience. It was actually the teams who came to me with the idea of going to an exhibition. This was the Monet, and working together to understand Monet as a way of uniting as teams. The result was a team-building atmosphere centered on the works. This enabled us to generate debate and give an edge to this kind of celebration that we all want to do again for the next big contract we win. It was a time for intimacy and understanding, and overall, very enjoyable.
Donner une nouvelle note à ce genre de célébration que l'on souhaite tous le faire le plus souvent possible quand on a les affaires, mais ça a créé un moment différent, plus d'intimité, plus de compréhension, c'était bien.